around your neck. Tie this around your neck. Tie this around your neck. Tie this around your neck.
Hey guys, it's Bullets for Lunch here, and I'm here with a little bit of a game for you. You might be familiar with it. It's called Wolfenstein on the PlayStation 4, and I had the best review for it. You know why? Because I said so, man. That's why. Don't even ask why. I got the best fucking review for it. Just watch. There's only one rule to follow in this game. It's a very simple rule.
Kill everyone.
There is no shortage of action, drama, some slight humor, even classic Wolfenstein references in this well-meshed together sequel to the Wolfenstein series. Minus a few glitches and flaws that I have found, overall it's a solid game that's worth your money. Playing as B.J. Blazkowicz, a soldier who fought his way through World War II, then was injured severely, you were cared for 14 years by a family-run hospital. When the Nazis decided to begin executing all those in the retreat, you suddenly awakened, with more anger and drive to kill all Nazis you come across, and even their dogs, through a campaign that is long enough to enjoy and sure to please. Let's start with some of the basics. First of all, well, you have your difficulty level. You know, you got your very easy, medium, hard, and freaking crazy hard. I played it on medium, I'm not gonna lie, and I found it to be too easy. The game's controls and controller response I found to be very simple. Even when moving from basic on foot to several different types of transportations, gun turrets, as well as on land or in water, each and every circumstance plays as smooth as glass. Minus small hiccups in the gameplay here and there. These hiccups include registering your position as if you're trying to use cover when you're not, causing a pause or accidental pop-up or to the top or the side, or not registering when you're trying to use cover. This is a minimal problem though, as it doesn't happen as often as it could have for a new release game. Another of my complaints with the hiding behind walls thing is you'll notice that I'm about to show you here, sometimes it does not register if you try to throw a grenade while you're peeking out to the side. It'll actually go back to the wall and you'll end up pinging it off the wall and you'll have to run away from your own grenade. Every time. It's a glitch and a defect in their programming. Hopefully they'll patch that and fix it. But until then, you have to actually walk out in the vision of everyone else and toss your grenade and go back to hiding. Even so, all the small glitches in this game added up, they're very minimal when you consider how much fun you're actually going to have with this game and how much you're actually going to love the story and the characters. B.J. Blazkowicz, you just fall in love with the guy. He's very passionate about killing these Nazis. I know it sounds weird to say passionate about killing, but he really feels that he's protecting his Americans, you know? He's protecting his people and anyone else that's not American. He's just protecting anyone from the Nazis. And you fall in love with this guy as he goes through the story and you find out a little bit more about him. And you fall in love with the villains too. I wouldn't say in love with them, but you kind of you like hating them. You fall in love with hating these guys as they just keep popping up in the game, and you're like, man, that dude's really a shit.
Findest du nicht auch, Bobi?
Ja, mir gefallen seine Augen.
Bitte, setzen Sie sich. Entschuldigen Sie mein Benehmen.
The environment is beautiful in a dark and depressing way. It is everything you would expect from a next-gen game. The game is a multi-platform release, so you couldn't go all out with all the graphics and detail like they would have if it was next-gen only, so you will see a fuzzy-looking texture here and there up close, or cigarette butts on a table that are clearly a texture themselves and not actual 3D models of cigarette butts, but even these downfalls are minimal. From the sunlight glistening on the screen to the water's multiple ripples and waves, at 1080p it looks crisp and clear, drawing you further into the storyline, as you make your way through the nightmare that is Nazis controlling the world and the New World Order.
You still got it, old man.
There's not really a level up system, but there is a perk system in effect. If you do certain challenges, then you get certain perks. Now, the only bad part about this is you can actually finish the entire game without any difficulty at all, without getting any of these perks. But it does give you kind of an excuse to do them because, well, you get a trophy each time you do one. So it's more so like trophy hunting. There's also a lot of collectibles in each and every level, giving you a little bit of a replay value if you're a perfectionist and you want to unlock all medals and things of that nature. You can also slide across the floor shooting one gun or dual weapons at the same time to take out the enemies in front of you, or to get to a quick hiding spot. But I feel this is very underutilized, as it doesn't really play a whole lot into the game's story or anything of that nature. It's not a must-do thing. You can do it if you want to, but it's not as easy to do to make it part of something that's essential to the gameplay. There's definitely no shortage of action in the entire game, each stage having its own things that add to the tension to make you feel like either BJ is that much of a badass, or the Nazis just have that many tricks up their sleeves. I would like to think both. You will never play through this game and then tell people it was pretty boring. From destructible environments while in gameplay, to the video clips that use actual models you play with and against their story, and not just CGI itself, make it feel as if you haven't stopped playing even if the clips occur. However, the small loading time in between gameplay and the clips can be annoying as it takes you out of immersion for a few seconds. There are several models of enemies to mow through, even 3 different models of dogs that chew your ass up. Some together, some not, some tougher than others, and some just filler to have plenty of Nazis and associates to kill. My biggest complaint with NPCs though is the AI is terrible. I'm talking you can blow a dude's head off about 15 feet away while another is facing you, and if you use a silencer or a stealth takedown, they will not attack you in some or most cases. On the brighter side, the melee combat is done pretty well for an FPS game. The models are responsive, not every character can be taken down by a quick click of a button resulting in some melee duels on occasions, and the animations for melee kills vary from character to character with different animations to cycle through, so you don't get bored of the same knifing animation each time you get close and personal. The boss battles do not slack at all in Wolfenstein. Although even they lack in good AI, they are big enough and in your face enough to force you to find a way to beat them. They are big, they are mean, and they hurt. A lot. You will die, unless you find some good hiding spot like I did of the 4-legged giant, and I totally owned without ever even moving until it was time to shoot up its butthole with a laser for the final blows. Even so, the boss battles, they were fun. There's quite a few of them. Each of them has to be beaten a different way. So you're going to have fun dying by these guys, and then feeling triumphant when you smash them eventually. Some forcing you to use the environment, others forcing you to use a little bit of wits, and some of them forcing you to use particular weapons to defeat them. It doesn't matter, each one has its own little variation of a way to defeat them, but there's always a way, so just keep trying, and you'll get it eventually. There are plenty of stages in this game, each with its own atmosphere, leaving you not feeling like you're just going through the motions to get from point A to point B. From city streets, to a hospital, to underwater, to a train, even to space, which happens to be on the moon. The reason I say space more than the moon, though, is because you only get to explore the outside of the moon for about 1 minute. But other than that, it was still kind of a nice change of scenery for a second. I know you're thinking, with all these negative things I have to say, that I don't like the game. No, quite on the contrary. The game is actually... It was pretty good. You know, I'm not going to give it a bad rating because overall it was a fun game. There was a lot of things to do. There's tons of weapons to choose from. There's quite a few skills and things that you can kind of play with and give you a little bit of variety. There's plenty of scenery to see, plenty of animations. The story itself is completely awesome. It's a great story. And just for the story alone, this game is worth playing. So no, I mean, despite all of its little flaws here and there that I'm finding, overall, it was a really good game. Even the soundtrack is wonderful. The soundtrack really pulls you into the characters and the storyline. And in the middle of the battles, the soundtrack helps that as well. It's just, there's a lot to it that makes it a great game. You just have to experience it for yourself to see what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for now. But my final verdict, the final rating for this game, from me, is a 7. I give it a 7 because I feel it could have done a lot better. I know a lot of people have gave it a 9 out of 10 and this and that, but there's so many little small things that I found that I didn't. I thought they were lazy. I thought they were careless. I thought they could have done much better on a lot of levels. However, the variety of weapons you have, the variety of the killings, the music, the soundtrack, the storyline, the action, the constant feel of something's going to happen around that corner. All of these things add up to make it a pretty good game. If it did not have such a great story and all these other things to make up for its shortcomings, I would have given it a bad rating. All things considered, 7 is pretty fair. So, there you have it. Bullets for lunch, Wolfenstein, PlayStation 4. Don't forget to favorite, rate, and subscribe to my channel. Please, this is a new channel, so I'm starting out from ground zero here, you guys. Give me a little bit of support. If you like the videos, go ahead and share them. That would be awesome. My question for you is, have you played it? What console did you play it on? Or do you plan on playing it? And what console do you plan on playing on? Or are you going with PC? And I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a footage from a little Easter egg in the game here. Not much of an Easter egg because it's really easy to find. But it's kind of cool that they added it in there. It's a little funny thing. Here you go. Bullets for lunch? Ow.
Dreaming. Strange dreams. The killing never stops. Till I die.
I appreciate the offer and all, but you know I've been on the run my whole life. So sick of the silence. I figure when I'm gone, I'll be silent, you know, till the end of time. But this moment, right now, it's gonna be loud.